Hi all, this is my MIT 885 professional e-portfolio. So this is where I've put all of my blood, sweat, and tears for this semester, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown of it. When you open the site, you're going to come to this front page here, which is basically just the introduction page for my portfolio. You can read through this, but basically it's just more information for me as a student than it is for you as the viewer. Same goes for everything up here under this general information tab. If you are curious about the ISTE standards, want to learn more, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, you can check those out. But again, all of the things under the general information tab are more for me as the student than you as the viewer. We're going to start under the candidate information. There's a couple of categories here. First, we're going to go to the technology philosophy. This is where you can read my personal technology philosophy and the ISTE standards that go with that. Under that is my professional resume. Now, this is not technology specific by any means, but it is just my professional resume. I had not created a new resume in a long time, and it really needed updating. So it was a really good opportunity for me to just sit down and update my resume. Next is where kind of the heart of this portfolio is, starting with the professional development plan. The professional development plan focuses on technology issues or issues in technology. Of course, for me, where I work in a larger district, this technology or this professional development plan is kind of a mock professional development plan. In the future, I might suggest that we do some of these things, but it is absolutely a mock professional development plan in my case. I know in some classmates' cases, they actually are on that committee, and it was very useful for them. Underneath that, we have the professional face-to-face training. So I had to provide 3 face-to-face trainings to students, teachers, and then the last one was my choice. The first one I did at the very beginning of the year, focusing on Padlet, and I'm seeing a typo here. I need to fix that. So Padlet, and I connected this to an activity that we were doing in my curriculum at the time. I had other 6th grade teachers in my room as well as my students. So I was teaching students and teachers for this professional development. The next one was an iMovie student training. Again, I linked this technology to an activity that we were doing in our curriculum. So this is just a video of me teaching my students how to use iMovie in our classroom. And lastly, this one is not face-to-face because of everything that was happening with coronavirus. Schools were shut down before I got an opportunity to do my last professional development video. So I used it as an opportunity to help my students remember how to get on their ELA curriculum at home online. Because a lot of my students, I have to walk them through that step by step. So this is a video that I can send to my students when the time is right for them to actually hear my voice, see my face like I'm teaching them, but at their kitchen table or wherever they may be. With those, each one of the professional development or professional training videos has professional presentations. So this is not necessarily like a screencast or anything, but the Padlet, I did use Padlet to give information about what a Padlet is and how to use that in the classroom. For the iMovie, again, it's about iMovie, but I used iMovie to give that presentation. And lastly, this is just a step-by-step for my students to get into the My Perspectives Online, just in case the video didn't work for them. They have that information in 2 different ways. Underneath that, I have article summaries. So with the professional development plan, I picked 3 technology issues, read a peer-reviewed journal on that, and then wrote a summary about that. My first article was on assistive technology and the issues that we have with that. The second one was on the digital divide, meaning students in poverty and students not in poverty, and how do we close that digital divide between the two. And lastly, we have ebooks in the classroom, and how can we utilize those to help those students in need. And the reports is not really for you. And then the reflection, this is my transference reflection, where you can read and review my experience from the very beginning of this class all the way down to the very end of this class. So thank you for watching.